Now, some of you guys that are watching are probably like, Jonathan, why are you wearing that track jacket? You look like you're about to go for a brisk jog, or you're about to, I don't know, train or something. But that is not the case. I'm wearing this because we are going to review season 2 of Squid Games. Woo! Yeah, as you can see, it's not the same color at all. And this is Adidas. Shout out to Adidas. This is a blue and black tracksuit jacket for the people that are listening only. I don't think I have another track suit. I don't think I have a track jacket. I do. I have this brown one, but I feel like the blue kind of would stand out more. So that's why I said, let me put it on. Let me be theme. Let me be on theme with Squid Games. So now I'm about to do a quick recap of Squid Games, the whole season. I don't think it'll be quick, but I think I'll be as thorough as I can be because truly I enjoyed this season. Spoiler alert though, this will be a spoiled alert. This will be a spoiler alert. So for the people that didn't watch it, I'm sorry to say you're gonna have to either skip because I will be doing the Am I the A-hole segment, or go watch it, come back, let's talk. Because truly, I feel like this season was so good. I don't know why I think people are starting to catch on. So at first, people were like, oh, this doesn't give season one, or season one is better than season two, or people just didn't even watch it. For me, I was counting down the days. I was extremely excited that Christmas came because not only did I get to be around my family and friends and watch, Christmas movies and vibe with the family, Beyonce performed at the halftime, and then the next day was gonna be Squid Game season two. So I said, this is perfect. Like, oh, what a great holiday week. And so I was just really sitting there and enjoying. And so as soon as it dropped, I watched episode, I think 1 through 3 the same day. Then I watched 4, 5 the next day, and then I watched 6 and 7 like the day after that. And truly, I was kind of taken aback by the fact that there were only 7 episodes because I think episode 1 had 9 or 10, if I'm not mistaken. So I was like, what are you guys doing? But the way that it ended, I understand why. I see that they're going to make season 3 like the final thing. And I think they said season 3 of Squid Games will be the final season of the show. Yes, and it's Squid Game, not Squid Games, but with me, I always add an S, like all Sam's clubs. Like I'd be adding S's to everything. I don't know why, but it's called Squid Game. But there's games, so I don't know. So the reason why I felt like I really, really loved season 2 before we really get into what's happening is the fact that we were able to see different perspectives of the different characters of the show. I really enjoyed seeing the behind the scenes of the people in pink and the front man and all that. I love seeing that too because in season 1 we got a little taste of it here and there and whatever, but this is like we're seeing the process of how the people in pink, they get suited up and ready to go and embark on watching these people play the game. And I really enjoyed seeing some of the new characters, of season 2. Of course, season 1 it's not funny, but everybody's gone. You know what I'm saying? The only person that has survived is June. So, I mean, he won. So there's that of season 1. So, yeah, let's get into the season 2 recap. All right, so now that we're about to get into this recap, I do want to do a quick disclaimer and say that I'm sorry in advance if I butcher somebody's name. I am not Korean, so I'm going to do my best to pronounce everybody's name correctly that I will be talking about. And some of them I will refer to as their player number. So at the end of season 1, we got Ji Hoon, who was the winner of season 1. He dyed his hair. I don't understand why he did that, but at the same time, I'm gonna let it be because it's his scalp, not mine. But it was a cool color. It was a vibe. And so in my mind, he won all this money, and in like him and his daughter, like he's trying to have a better relationship with his daughter, I would think, right? And so instead of him getting on an airplane and just going and leaving and, never coming back or dealing with that again, he's like, you know what? I want to be a superhero. I will stop this game forever. I don't want this game to ever happen again. So he hires a team of investigators and he lets them know, like, hey, guys, I want to spread you guys throughout all the different, subway stations throughout. And I want y'all to be able to find the dude in the suit that is slapping everybody around, playing the game with them so he can recruit them to be in said game, which is the Squid Game. So shout out to him for trying to do that, right? It takes them so long, but eventually they find him. Now, the investigators find him. So, so I guess he has like a mass group chat of all these investigators. So they're sending him pictures. Is this the guy? Is this the guy? He's like, nah, it's not. So he's in his car chilling. One of the guys is chilling, and it was two investigators that were just chilling in the subway, vibing, like, the usual routine. They have work, trying to find said guy with the suit. And so eventually they hear, I don't know if they hear slapping, but they eventually look up and they see, oh my gosh, that's the dude. What? He's real. Because they all were like, this dude is tripping. We've been doing this for like, what, 2 years trying to find said dude. And, but at the same time, Ji-hoon is paying them. You know what I'm saying? He's paying them. So they send him a text and he's like, oh, that's him. Bet, what station? So they're like, all right, he's at this station, but he's leaving. So now they follow dude. They follow him out the station because he was like walking out. They walk with him. They follow him. He eventually goes to a park or something. He goes to a park and he is going to the homeless people that are in the park and he's showing them like some bread and a lottery ticket to each homeless person. He's like, "Oh, do you want this bread? I know you're hungry, or do you want this lottery ticket?" Well, the homeless people, they're like, I'm gonna do the lottery ticket because what if I get more money and I can eat all the bread I want and do everything I want. None of them won. And so now he dumps all the bread in front of all those homeless people and monkey stomps every single one of them. Every single one. I said, wow, this is disrespectful because you could at least gave it to him for just having a good heart. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to be kind. You bought all that bread. It's going to expire. So now the pigeons are going to be able to eat that bread off the floor, and the homeless people are just going to look at you monkey stomping with the bread. That's kind of disrespectful. But he was very sadistic in the face. Like he looked like he enjoyed what he was doing. So I mean, shout out to him as an actor. He was a great actor doing that. So Ji-hoon's on the way. He's like, all right, bet, let me hurry up and get to where they at because the investigators tell him, okay, we at the park. So he's speeding. He gets pulled over. Now the two cops, one of the cops gets out the car to give him the ticket. Whatever. Ji-hoon is like, whatever, give me the ticket. I'm gonna go. Gives him said ticket. He speeds away as the police officer is watching him. And the other cop gets out the car. Can you imagine the other cop is the dude that got shot by the front man in season 1, right? Stay with me now. This cop ends up surviving the shot by a fisherman who finds his body, in the water. So let me put the scene together real quick for you. So for the people that forgot. So he falls off the cliff because that's where he got shot. Dude takes off his mask. It's his brother he was looking for. For the people that have watched season 1, you know what I'm talking about. So he was looking for his brother. That's his brother who shoots him. The brother is the front man. The front man is the person that helped create the game. The person that's orchestrating everything. Can you imagine? So now he gets shot by his brother, the orchestrator, the affiliator. He falls into the water. A fisherman grabs him. So now season 2 shows him waking up in the hospital like, oh, what happened? That whole thing. So now he's a cop. Now he's a police officer just giving out tickets and just whatever. But he's also trying to figure out how to get back in there, like trying to find an island and everything. So he's been on a journey doing that. And so when he gets out the car, so dude, so Ji-hoon speeds off trying to get to where the guy with the suit and the two investigators are. The guy who got shot by his brother gets out of the car and goes to his fellow police officer and he's like, oh, who was the guy that you gave the ticket to? And he's like, oh, his name is Ji-hoon. And he's like, Ji-hoon. And he remembers, oh, that's that dude from the last time. Oh my goodness. So now he's keeping that puzzle with him. So now he remembers the car he was driving, whatever. So now, cool. So now Ji-hoon pulls up. He's like, where are these people at? I can't find them. He sees blood. He's like, oh gosh. But you already know. If somebody tells you to wait for me to get there and you don't wait, you are going to be screwed over. You wait for the person because it's not your thing. It's his. He knows how dangerous this person is, not you. So they follow him. The dude with the briefcase and the suit was way more advanced in fighting than they were, and they were cops. So now he gets both of them down, and we fast forward to seeing him, the suit guy, playing Russian roulette with rock, paper, scissors with the two cops sitting side in front of each other. So now they're playing for their lives. He's like, hey, so you guys are following me, cool, whatever. One of you guys are gonna survive this. So we're gonna play rock, paper, scissors. And the person that I guess best 2 out of 3 or whatever, you going. And so that's sadly what happens. One of them does end up, croaking. And so because of the sound of the gun, June hears it. He's like, oh, they in that building. So now he's like, goes in there. He runs into the guy. They play Russian roulette. And the dude in the suit ends up offing himself. Like, they end up doing the Russian roulette game. And Dude in the suit loses, and he's like, all right, bet. Mink, gone. Now he's dead. What? End of episode one. Oh. So now I'm sitting here like, God have mercy. What am I about to get into with this? So to make a long story short, the police officer guy who got shot by his brother on a cliff in season one, he ends up finding June. They start telling each other what's been going on. Da da da. They both want to stop the game. June is like, all right, bet, cool, but we need people. Like I can't do this much. So he ends up finding the other cop of the investigators who didn't die from the game. So now it's them three: the investigator, June, and the cop that got shot by his brother. So now them three are like, okay, we need to make a team so that we could be able to stop this game. And one of them is like, oh, I got people that, ex-military guys who are really cool, really strong, whatever. He's like, bet. Brings them in. And Jiun shows all of his armory, his artillery, what he was doing. Like, since the last time we saw him, he was training, y'all. Yo, he was training. I'm like, oh, June is not the one to be messed with. He had like at least 1,000 guns. He was ready for war. And so he apparently bought a hotel with some of the money that he won, and he turned it into like pretty much a shooting range. He broke down the walls of like 7 to 10 rooms, and it was just like a shooting range. And so they were all training, getting prepared for what's going on. They actually brought a dentist to pull up and took out one of his teeth from the back and replaced it with a tooth that has a tracker on it, so that if because I think their plan was for him to get into the game and to stop the game, but they would find him and they would all come with their guns and stuff and be like, hey, we're gonna set you guys free. Moses vibes. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what the theme that June was giving in this. He definitely was giving like, let my people go, set the captives free from the people in charge. So they come up with a plan that backfired to try and find out where they are located before they head out to the island to do said game. And that plan backfired. Gio ends up in the back of a limo, the same limo where he was sitting in when he won season one. And there's a piggy bank in there with a speaker. And the front man is speaking through it like, oh, something about the game. And we fast forward to now Gio wakes up and he's in the game. Now S gets real. Jiyun is back. He wakes up. He's like, oh, because the piggy bank ended up putting out some smoke that knocked him out. So now Jiyun wakes up. He's like, oh, yeah, what's going on? And then he looks at his shirt. Lord have mercy. Number 456. Oh, so now here we are. So he now is a little stressed. He's like, okay, well now I'm here, but it's okay because I got my little tooth tracker, so I'm fine. It's okay. My friends are gonna be here, gonna set us free. We're gonna be good. It's fine. The first game is red light, green light. Sorry, I don't know the red light, green light in Korean just sounds like a Grammy Award winning song to me. I don't know about everybody else. I love that song. So they start playing red light, green light, and he's like, okay, but first of all, unsanitary. He digs in his mouth and takes out the tooth that with the tracker. And he looks at it. The tracker is gone. The tracker's gone. Can y'all imagine? The tracker's gone. I'm sitting here like, Lord have mercy. How are they going to find this man? All these islands. How are they going to find him? What if he's in the Caribbean? What if he's at the Virgin Islands? What if he's in Jamaica? Or what if he's somewhere off the coast of Korea? Like, he literally, there's so many islands on this globe. He could be anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just sitting here like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The cop who got shot by his brother and the team that they orchestrated together, they're all now working with the fishermen to try and find this island to find him. So they think the tracker is still fine. They ended up getting to where the tracker was, and they're like, wait, what is this? Whole time they put the chip in the bait that they gave to said fishermen. Not the fishermen they're working with, but a whole completely other fisherman that was just fishing off the coast of whatever island. Because we still don't know. Lord have mercy. Jiun is stressed. He's trying to get these people. He's like, listen, y'all, please. Please, guys, please. This is not fake. This is real. All right. Y'all gonna get shot up. Okay? This is not a joke. Y'all need to be still when it says red light. All right? If you don't, you will be a goner. Seriously. And everybody's like, y'all, he tripping. Like, why are you acting like that? You're acting really, really weird. I don't like that. So they were like, oh, you trying to make us lose, or he's drunk. And it's like, it really is a testament that sometimes people might think that you're tripping, but you're really not. So now everybody's like, okay, whatever. The song starts. Everybody's walking, and then they stop. And when they stop, it's like cool. Everything's chill. Everything's chill. Like everybody's starting to follow the game. Everything's fine. Can you imagine this one? A bee lands on her neck. Would you not be like, ooh? She does that. She swats the bee. She gets, hit in the head. Everybody's losing their mind. Now it's really like people get shot up and this whole thing. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. So that's happening. And Gio, he put his elbow over his mouth. He was like, yo, stop moving. Make a straight line. Stop moving. Y'all can talk the way that I'm doing, covering my mouth like this, because the scanner can't see you moving your mouth if you cover your mouth. So, and another thing that I observed during the game, it was showing one of the people that worked for Squid Game, with the pink outfits and the black mask. She was number 11. A little backstory: number 11. She is a woman who was a refugee from North Korea, and she ended up leaving her family and her daughter out there, and she was trying to find said daughter, and she was paying cops and doing this and doing that, trying to find a way to find her daughter, because a mother's love is so strong, and she really wanted to find her daughter. But prior to the game starting, she was a mascot. She was like a pink bunny mascot, and she was giving, just giving kids candy and stuff like that. It's like if you went to Disney World and you like watch the parade, you see like Ariel and Princess Tiana, this and that. You see them walking down, you're like, hey, and they're giving out candy to kids and stuff. So that's pretty much what she was doing. Except she wasn't a princess; she was a pink bunny. Now there was this one kid who was really infatuated with her, and she gave this little girl some candy. Come to find out, that little girl had blood cancer. How evil is that? How sad is that? And the little girl, I guess, had passed out during the parade or something, and the father was working at that place where the parade was as like a painter. So he's like running to the ambulance. Oh my God, my child, that's my child. Whoa, what? Takes her to the hospital. So now he ends up being in the game because he's trying to make money for the treatment for his daughter because she has blood cancer. So he's trying to be a good father, right? So now this woman, she's not player 11. She's number 11 of the workers that are wearing pink and the black masks. Stay with me, guys. So now she is before she works there, she's like, oh my God, I gotta get more money to find my daughter. So now she ends up being approached because she sleeps in her car, mind you. So she ends up getting approached by the workers of Squid Game, and they give her a card. Now you don't notice until the end of the episode that you see that she ends up being a worker, not a player. So now she's doing what she gotta do to make money. So now whatever. So now as she's shooting, the people that are moving in the red light, green light, she notices the dad. She's like, oh, that's the dude of the daughter who ended up passing out or something at the thing. Because remember, she gave his daughter some candy, and when she passed out, the little girl passed out, she had dropped her hat. So she went to go give the hat to the child at the hospital. That's how she knew what was going on with them. So she recognized the dad, but he ain't moved, so she didn't have to kill him. So at this point, the game is going. They all end up making it because they had a plan to stand behind each other, and it gave them more leeway. Now, this is one character. His name is Thanos. He apparently is a actual singer and actor in Korea. And shout out to him. He was really good. He was really entertaining. For the most part, the majority of the people survived. So cool. The game is over. So now they get to the back. Now here's the twist. In this season, they realized that, so in season 1, they were saying that they could vote to leave, but they would leave with nothing. In season 2, what they said was, you guys could vote and you guys could leave with the money divvied up by how many of you guys stayed. So it was a lot of people. So when they divvied it up, it was like what, 10,000. They were like, I owe this loan shark like $80,000. So like that's not a lot. So some people were like, oh, we want to stay to play some more games. I mean, y'all shouldn't have moved. Y'all should have stayed still. Y'all would still be here. And I'm like, y'all tripping. Because what if you had to sneeze? Huh? What if you had to scratch your back? Or what if it was like a random, you had like a cramp in your thigh? Now, now you got shot. You know what I'm saying? So now the Squid Game employees is what I'm going to call them. They were like, all right, we're going to do a vote. 0 or O for yes to stay, X for no to leave. So X was red, yes was blue. So I'm just going to refer to them as that, red and blue. X, red, no. We're going to go home. Blue, circle, yes. We're going to stay to continue to play to make more money. So now they do a vote, and player number 1 ends up voting to stay. And they did it backwards. It went from 456 to 1. And so of course 456 is our homie Jiyoon. So he ended up voting for everybody to leave, and he was like, "Y'all, please listen. Like I played this before. Surprise! I played this before. That's how I know what's going on. We are all going to die if y'all don't realize we got to get up out of here now." They're like, "No." So some people believed them, some people didn't. So like I said, majority rules. They ended up staying. Game number two. He lets them know, well, game number two last time was little cookies, so more than likely it'll be game number two here. Here is the issue with that. First of all, this is a personal issue I have with game number two from season one, the cookie. It, to me, is the nastiest game just because of all the slobber that people were doing in the game. More so in the Squid Game show, the challenge, like the Squid Game, the challenge show, not the TV show, but the challenge one, the reality TV one. It was so, people were like licking and it was just drool coming everywhere. I was just like, oh, it was the nastiest one. So I was happy to see that when they ended up going to game two, it was not the cookie. Because I would have either had to skip, I would have had just washing my eyes closed because there was just something just nasty about just watching the slime people spit coming off the cookie, and now the cookie's soggy. No. So game number two is, to me, I feel like it was really stressful because it was like a relay race, kind of. They had to. It was like a group of five, and they had to do obstacles. Each person had their own obstacle to do in 5 minutes, right? Five people, 5 minutes. You had to do all five, and you had to pass all five. And the way you pass is the person that worked there will do a circle, and you passed, right? Cool, great, awesome. Okay, I can do that. Yeah. But the games were some Korean games I've never heard of, except for I think one of them, like the spin wheel joint. I think I've heard of before, and then the throwing of the whatever to hit the top of the other thing. It was like the second game. So the first game was, Lord have mercy, I don't even remember the order. But what I do know is I knew two of the five. This one was pretty intense because people, they had to find five people. Some people came, like this dude came with his mom, but they didn't actually know that each other were there. That's the funny part. They didn't even know each other were there. The mom was trying to help her son get rid of his debt. He was trying to go there to get rid of his own debt. And she was like, you are a, because she was saying that he was addicted to gambling and stuff. So she was like, God, I gotta help my son do this. Whole time, her son is there. It's a mess. So it was just them two, so they had to find a third person, three, four, five. And then it was this other group they had to find three people. June ends up finding and making his group. Now watch this though. The group that June makes, there's one guy, player number one. Player number one. He befriends June and he befriends the group of them. And actually, this happened before, so I can say it. Okay, cool. So before we get to here, we find out that player number one is the front man. Player number one is the front man. Player number one, same guy that shot his brother on that hill, and his brother fell into the water where the fisherman saved him, and he woke up in season two. Oh my God. When I saw his face, okay, don't forget, he was the last person to pick, and he picked to stay. So now this dude befriends Jiyoon and Jiyoon's bestie, so Jiyoon ran into his bestie in the games, this whole thing. So now it's Jiyoon, his bestie. His bestie was in the military, so he had a tattoo to signify that. This other guy had the same tattoo that signified that. So now his friend's like, "Oh, you were in the military?" Da, da, da. He's like, "Yeah." Da, da, da. So now they'd be friends. So now it's three of them, right? So now the fourth person is player number one, the front man, the creator, like the pretty much the orchestrator of everything. And he's like, oh, like talking to them before the game. He's like, oh, so just trying to pick their brains and stuff like that. And also trying to like let them know, like, hey, I'm cool here. I'm just trying to I'm here just like everybody else. And Gio, I was a little irritated with him because I'm like, you're a little too trustworthy in this game. Because if you remember you in season one, you trusted everybody in this house. And when you did that, you realized that player number one, that old man that died on that bed in the hospital, remember, who didn't believe in humanity and thought that everybody was just wilding and nobody was like really nice in real life. Yeah, you would think that you would you would have a boundary up of, let me make sure I understand where this person's coming from before I just open up. So you just sitting there accepting this man with open arms. And if anything, if I was him and went back into the game, I wouldn't trust anybody with the number one. You know what I'm saying? Granted, number one is the leader. Da da da. That's cool, great. No, like we love being number one in all aspects of our lives. Yes, number one. But in the case of Squid Game, I don't trust anybody with a number that says 001. I don't care. It can't be me. So now Ji-hoon is opening up. So now we fast forward to the game. So now there's 5 people in Ji-hoon's team, right? Ji-hoon, his bestie, the dude that was in the military with Ji-hoon's bestie, player number 1, the front man. They need one more person. So there's this pregnant girl. There's a pregnant girl. There's a pregnant girl on Squid Game. Can you imagine? So she's looking for a team. Nobody wants it because she's pregnant. Duh. Unfortunately. So she ends up being on Ji-hoon's team because we love Ji-hoon. He has a heart compared to some other people. He has a heart, so he takes her on, which we appreciate. So now they're on the game, and they all decide which of the 5 games they choose. So they end up, to make a long story short, people are doing great. People don't. There's a transgender woman on here who is a beast in the game. She's really, really cool because she ends up saving Ji-hoon and this one guy who got shot in the leg. So shout out to her. I think her name is, let me find her name. Let's see. Yoonju. Hyung-ju. I hope I say it correctly. Shout out to Hyung-ju. She is an icon. And yeah, so she ends up making a team. So it's Hyung-ju with the mom and son, with this lady who was like a fortune teller. She was like a crazy like fortune teller type of girl. She was just like acting real weird. And then it was one more person. I can't remember. Let me see. The son, the mother, the fortune lady, Young-ju. Oh, and it was this one girl who was really, really sweet. She was a really cool little. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, it was one girl. I can't remember. But yeah, and then Thanos, Thanos with the purple hair. It was him, his homie or whatever he was to him, and then it was this girl he was trying to go smack at. It was this dude that he was just like scared of everything, and then I can't remember the 5th person. But yeah, so there was different teams or whatever, and a lot of the teams didn't make it. A lot of the teams did make it. It was a whole thing. So eventually, Yoon's group goes last, and player number 1, the front man, ends up like what's that word called? He ends up kind of messing it up on purpose, but they end up making it in the nick of time, so it's fine. Now that the survivors are back in their quarters, they vote. I think they vote again. Either way, they stay. So now they have another game to play, game number 3, which personally I think this song should win a Grammy. It should win what's another musical award? It should win a Grammy. It should win a People's Choice Award. It should win whatever Korean award they have. It should win a Brit Award. It should win because I love Digga na do benya. Ooh, digga na do benya. What? Digga na do benya. I said, ring a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding. I mean, I love that song. So it's been stuck in my brain since the first time I heard it. Dun, 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 But it's an evil song because when the song stops, so the premise of this game is a merry-go-round, right? There's a merry-go-round, and everybody has to stand on it. And the premise is when the song starts, which is that iconic song that I just sang. When the song stops, there's a screen up there that says how many people you're supposed to be in a group with and go into the rooms. My sister told me that there's a game of that on Roblox. I don't play Roblox, so I don't know, but it's also a game that people have played growing up. I ain't never played it before, but it's pretty iconic to me. I wish I did play it growing up. I'm not gonna lie. Just from the song alone, I don't know. I'm a believer. Now you have to get into the rooms in a certain amount of time. Lord have mercy. If you didn't have friends before, you would hope you'd have friends now. And if you did have friends now, you ain't gonna be friends with some of them after this game because this game was a true teller. I think the first number was what? Like 10 or something. So now people are running into the rooms. Hell, you gotta find 10 people. Some people only have 5 people that they cool with. You gotta find another 5. But what if you find 3? Now you only got 8. You gotta find 2 more. It's a whole thing, man. I didn't know this game was that sinister. So some of them, they find 10 people, whatever. If you don't make it in the rooms in time with a certain amount of people, you getting lit up like a Christmas tree. Or if you go into the room, it's too many people, or too less people. Is that the word? Too less of a person. I could do it. I did pretty good at English. If you're in a room and you don't have enough people, there it is. And if you don't have enough people, then you get lit up like a Christmas tree through the little hole cubby they have. Lord have the purest form of mercy. This game was so intense because it was really sad. Like I think I almost cried twice. I didn't almost cry, but I got extremely emotional with two parts of it. One of the parts was when they had to pick three people, and it was the mom, and it was the mom and the son. The son gets carried away. Like they trying to figure out who the third person could be. Oh my gosh, they don't know what to do. They end up looking and they see, like, I don't even know what happens. Like, just randomly these two guys end up getting the son, and like he's like they dragging him, and he's like, no, mama, no, oh no. But then he just kind of accepts. He's like, well, these are my three people. His mom's like, and I just feel like, wow, wow, you left your mama to fend for herself. You left your mama to fend for herself. And you know what? Games like this really show who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like we could all say, I would never leave my mom, because I would never leave my mama. It looks like we both going down if we can't find a third person, because I'm not about to leave my mama in that type of situation. That's just me. That's just me. I guess if anything, I would just start praying, into your hands, Lord, I commit my spirit at that point, because I'm not about to sit here and leave my mama. I'm not. Or I would have chucked her in one of the rooms and just had myself, just be the goner. I would have just threw her in one of the rooms if there was only two people. They need a third, I get my mama before I do myself. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But we really never know until we're in a situation like this, because because he left his mama. And it's not funny. It's so crazy. Because what? So he leaves his mama. His mama doesn't know what to do. She's like freaking out. But she ends up finding, I think there was these two people that found her. I can't remember who it was, but they found her, so she's fine in the room. He's in the room with these people. Everybody else, boom, in the rooms. Everybody gets murked. That's outside. The door's open. Everybody sees, okay, who's left? Who's alive? So everybody's looking left and right to see, okay, who made it, who didn't. Dude sees his mom made it. And he is just, he has no words. Ooh, I forgot to say. So the room that the mom was in, I forgot who she was in there with. But they were like, oh, where's your son? You didn't make it with your son? Like, what happened? Like, did your son leave you out here? She was like, don't you ever talk trash about my son again. How dare you? And I shout out to her because she was like through it all. Like you could see the pain. Shout out to her as an actress. She's a really good actress because she really was like, I don't care what you saying. You better watch your mouth. You better watch your mouth. My son would never put me in a situation where he would leave me out there. The whole time he did though. But he did. But it's all right. You know what I'm saying? He, when everybody went back outside, he was so apologetic. He was like, Mama, I'm sorry, Mama. Mama, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, Mama. She was like, it's okay, it's okay. And that shows a mother's love because through it all, she still loved her son. I'm not a parent, so I don't know. But if my child abandoned me like that, I don't know how I'd act. I don't know how I'd act because I can't fathom doing that to my siblings or my mother, like leaving them out like that. I wouldn't know. Like I would be like my conscience would eat away at me. But again, like I'm saying, this is Squid Game. I will never be in a position like them in this. So anyway, there's one more round. I think this round was like what, two people? Yeah, it was like two people this round, right? So now this round is going. You know what I'm saying? They picking. So now it stops. Boom, two left. June. Oh, wait. Oh my goodness, wait, somebody else. So that girl that was really, really sweet, that was in the group with Hyung Ju and the mom and the son and the psychic lady. It was this one girl. She was really, really sweet to Jing Hu. I mean, Hyung Ju and the mom and son. Like, she was really, really sweet. She was real chill. She ended up not making it in time because when her team was running, I think this was like a team of like six, and like they were running to one of the rooms. As they were running, she gets left behind because somebody bumped into her. She fell, and when she fell, she didn't get up in time. She was like, girl, run for your life. This is literally for your life." She's running, doing her best. YouTube, I think it was the YouTuber, right? Was it the YouTuber? Yeah, I think he was the one that bumped in because Hyung Ju was holding the door open for her. So she opens the door, holding the door open for her. YouTuber pushes Hyung Ju into the room and closes the door. Dear God, have mercy. Now the girl that fell back, that got bum rushed and fell to the floor, is running. Oh God, guys, open the door, please. I need help. Oh my God. Our girl Hyung Ju was like, oh my God, no, please, oh no. And they shoot her. And it's the mess. So that was another part that made me sad. So now everybody goes to the back into the quarters. Everybody's sad, exhausted, stressed, overwhelmed, tired, wet from blood everywhere. I'm just at this point, I'm like, how can I take a shower? Side note, I want to say this. There's no way that I would want to do a game like this for many reasons. But one of them being, I just can't fathom sharing a room with 455 other people. That just doesn't make sense to me. All right. I could barely share a room with my brother. How can I share a room with 455 people with bunk beds of 10 above me? Imagine being on the first floor of the bunk beds. So then you're telling me there is a tower of 10 more above me? And I'm supposed to feel what, comfortable? Oh, and by the way, you can't even go to the bathroom to pee. You'll see in season 2, the girl that's pregnant, she's like, I gotta piss. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. And the other lady, the older lady, the one with the mom and son duo, she's like, oh, you don't even want to let us go pee. Eventually, they let them pee, but they were like, oh, it's prohibited to go out of the room when it's time to go to sleep. I be peeing when at 4 or 5 in the morning. I be having to wake up to go to the bathroom. So I don't know. So that's another thing I couldn't do. So that was just like a little warning I wanted to say because that's crazy to me. That I wouldn't have been able to survive even if I wasn't playing the game. So now they go back to the quarters. Everybody, like I said, is exhausted, tired, hungry, the whole nine. Right? They serving everybody food. Everybody's eating. And then they're like, all right, we got to do a vote. I think they either vote before they eat or they eat before they vote. Either way, they're eating and voting during this moment. Right? They have forks with the food that they eaten. They usually don't have Tupperware, and if they do, I think it might be plastic or something. But this time it was metal. You would have thought they were at Queen Elizabeth's house. It was the real dining room table fork. Lord have the purest form of mercy. Can you imagine? Now people, of course, gonna use that as a weapon, right? There's voting now. People vote. As everybody's voting, it's like really neck and neck. It's like neck and neck. At this point, it's probably like 100. There's 100 people left, actually, at this point. So now it's either going to be 49-51 or 50-50, or, it could be anything. Some people are switching to leaving. Some people are switching to staying. It's a whole thing. People are getting nervous. When it gets to player number 1, Ji-hoon's bestie. Oh, that's where I was. Oh my goodness. I forgot to. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to go back to the game. Before we left the game, there was 2 people. Like now, the last portion of the game, like the last round of the game, was each person had to find another person. So it was 2 people per room. Ji-hoon's bestie ends up going with player number 1, the front man, right? So they go in the room, they see a third person. They see a person in the room. And so you know what player number 1, the front man does? Puts that dude that was already in there in the chokehold and snaps his neck like a number 2 pencil. That's when Ji-hoon's bestie is like, you kind of crazy. Like, why would you do that to somebody? Like, we're all like, that's weird. But they survived. Now we fast forward to this point, right? Now we're here. And now player number 1 is the last person to vote. It is 49-50. It's 49 people that are trying to leave. It's 50 people that are trying to stay. He pulls up, and Gino's friend is like, kind of nervous because he's like, wait a minute, I did see him try to kill this dude, whatever, whatever. Maybe, and so as he's about to profess to Gino what he thinks, he backtracks because the player number 1 ends up saying he wants to leave. So now it's 50-50. So now the Squid Game people are like, the contestants are like, what do we do now? Like it's a draw. The employees are like, well, we just got to revote tomorrow morning and we'll figure it out from there. Some people go to the bathroom and now it's a war. It's like East Coast versus West Coast. It's literally at this point like there's a line in the middle of blue, yes, people that want to stay, and red, no, people want to go. And they just beefing. They're like, East Coast, West Coast vibes. Now there's a whole bathroom brawl that goes there. People are dying. Sadly, Thanos gets stabbed in the neck by a fork. But he got stabbed by the YouTuber because he tried to kill the YouTuber. So the YouTuber trying to defend himself. You know what I'm saying? So it really wasn't his fault. But everybody's fighting. People are stabbing. Forks here, forks there. Blood squirting here, blood squirting there. It's a whole thing. They get out the bathroom. Now they realize the blue side, the side that wants to stay, they don't have as many people anymore. Now they realize, damn, some of our people died in the bathroom. So the red team's like, well, we could win this, y'all, because we have more people that want to go now. So before they end up calling it a night, they look at how much money. So now money is added. So now the blue side, the side that wants to stay, realizes people don't have to die just in the game. They could die out here, like in the quarters or in the bathroom, and we can still get more money. So now Ji-hoon is smart. Ji-hoon's like, oh man, they gave us this fork, and they're telling us we have to vote tomorrow to see who wants to go or stay. The blue side's going to try and murk us. They gonna try off us. We gotta have a plan. So thank God June's there. Thank God. So he's telling most of them, he's like, listen, we gonna have to hide. We gonna have to hide. When they turn off the lights, that time, the blue tide, they are gonna murk us. We gotta be prepared for war. So most of them are hiding under the bunks, like under like the bottom of the bunk. So some of them are hiding all the way at the top. It's a whole thing. When it gets dark, oh my goodness. The blue side, they going crazy. I mean, it is a blood bath. You would have thought it was Battle of the Bastards on Game of Thrones. It was a whole thing. So now it's like this and that going on. At the end, oh my ear. At the end, uh so Jiyoon comes with a plan to act like they died so that when the people come in, like the Squid Game people, when they finally come in, because clearly it was part of the Squid Game's employees and frontmen, all their plan to have them killing each other. So that way it could be enough, just people could stay and want to keep playing the game. So now at this point, they're like, all right, I think they've had enough. Let's go in there and stop them. So then they come in with their artillery. Bah, 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 bah. People are hiding, whatever. Ji-yoon's plan with his peoples was to hide, would act like they died, so that when the people with the guns come and scan their neck, because they have a tracker on the neck. When they scan their neck, they see like, oh, okay, this person's dead. Da, da, da. So when the people would come lower to scan them, Ji-yoon was like, get them. Boom, gets the gun, shoots them. Now they are in charge. Now they have the people. Majority of the employees run out, but there's one employee that stays. So now they have him as a captive. Jiyoon, player number one, frontman. Um, our girl Hyun Ju. Who else was in this team? His bestie, the dude that was in the military with Jiyoon's bestie, and maybe like two other people. I can't. Oh, the dad of the girl who has the blood disease. This other guy, and maybe like two other people. So let's say like around like 8 to 10 people, right? So now they took all their guns and now they tell the guy they have captive, take us to, the quarters, the headquarters of where the front man is. Mind you, the front man is in their midst. Oh man. So they walk in, they going through the little stairs and all that stuff that we see when they first get there. Now it is a pure war because now they see the cameras and they see them coming through. So they're like, okay, we got to murk them. Now the employees of the Squid Game, they are all coming heavy, loaded, ready to go. They lighten them up. I mean, you would have thought it was the 4th of July. Now it's a standoff. Now it's like boom. On one side of the staircase, it's the employees of Squid Games. The other side is our people trying to make it out. Moses vibes. We trying to figure out what's going on. Bah, 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 this side. Bah, 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 that side. It's just like I said, 4th of July. You would have thought they had a million fireworks. It was a whole thing. So they concoct a plan where Ji-yoon and his bestie go past because they end up like the person that they were holding captive ends up pointing to where they can go in. And when he turns around to see who all he's with, he recognizes the front man with Ji-yoon and them. And before he can even say anything, he gets offed. They're like, oh, so he couldn't be able to know. So now Bestie and Jiyoon end up going up, into like the stairs to see whatever, like in the corner. Young Ju and all the people that came with Jiyoon and his bestie and all them, and player number one, they're starting. So like they're trying to like distract them with the shooting while the other side's shooting, while they go up the stairs to go find the main quarters. As they go in there, they see a like staircase. It's like purple in this room. So they see stairs and they see whatever. It that whole thing. So now I'm sitting here nervous for them. I'm like, God, please don't let them get shot on accident. And then they go a little further in, and they're like, so now they're a little is a standoff again. Now it's them two, but it's like 6 to 10 of them on the other side of the stairs. So now they're trying to do it, but they're running out of ammo. We go back to the people that was helping them distract uh the workers while they went up the stairs. They're losing ammo. So they tell the dude who was in the military with Jiun's bestie, oh, can you go back and get the artillery? Like we need more ammo. We need more ammo. Go back. He goes back. First of all, this dude really disappointed me because he was saying he was in the military, this and that. Clearly he lied. Clearly he lied because he was shooting a gun upside down. He was like, what happened to Army Strong? What happened to for the troops. Bring our troops home. What happened? Because what happened? You know what I'm saying? I was really saddened to see that he wasn't about it after he's saying he was about it. So he goes back to the headquarters of where all the bunk beds are. They're like, what's going on out there? He's like, he can't even speak. He's getting the guns. He's getting whatever. He ends up stopping in his track and he's about to go back. He's like, this is a lot. I don't want to do it. So now he goes, cowers, and goes back and puts his head, he's like sitting in the corner, just not want to deal with it. Here goes Hyungju to the rescue. We need more ammo. This girl is a beast. She's like, oh, we need the ammo. So she goes back and she sees this dude in the corner just stressed. When she goes back, she tries to get the ammo. Now the Squid Games employees, there's more of them that come into the room where everybody else was ended up staying. And so now the mom of, the son, the mom of the son was like, no, don't go back. Because Hyungju was trying to go back to go help and get the ammo. But the mom was like, yeah, no, 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 don't go back, don't be a saver. Like, they gonna kill you if you do that. So now she ends up staying. So now how they gonna get the ammo? They losing ammo, they running out. Eventually, player number one is like, oh, me and these two other people, let's go and help them out. They might need some help where the purple stairs are, where Ji-yoon and his bestie are. So now they go. It's now, I think that there's like 3, 4 people left in the area where they were trying to distract and where the guns were going back and forth with both sides. Player number one, the front man with the two guys end up meeting up with Ji-yoon, and Ji-yoon's like, all right, bet, like, we got to figure out how we can get them, from the back. So player number one, the front man's like, oh, we'll just go around this way and we'll get them from behind so that way we could be able to do whatever. Ji-yoon's like, all right, bet. They go to the back. Player number one, front man with the two guys. Now the two guys, he's like, stand in front of me right here, on either side right there, and whatever, I'll orchestrate how we're gonna do that. They go to said spots. He shoots them both in the back. How disrespectful can you be? And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so he acts like he puts the walkie, like whatever, and makes it seem like he's about to get offed. So Ji-yoon could think that, oh my gosh, all three of them are gone. Whole time, that's not the case. Ji-yoon's like, oh my goodness, I am screwed. He runs out of ammo. His best runs out of ammo. The other people that were distracting the other employees ran out of ammo. It's a whole thing. Stress is an understatement. Now he thinks player number one's dead. The two people that was with him was dead. He doesn't know what's going on out there with the standoff between the employees and the people he came with. He doesn't know what's going on in the quarters where the bunk beds are, where everybody else that didn't want to go ended up staying because not everybody wanted to do it. But if everybody did, they would have been fine. Everything's fine. Now, because I'm trying not to get emotional, this is crazy. So now we're at a place where Ji-yoon and his bestie realize we got to surrender. We have to. We have to. Like, there's nothing else we can do. So they surrender. Ji-yoon's looking down. Ji-yoon sees a black boot. He looks up. It's the head person. It's the front man. But he doesn't see. The front man now is wearing his whole get up, the black trench coat that's buttoned up that I kind of like actually. Then the mask, and then the black boot. So he's like, oh, this is the front man. I was trying to find you, and instead of him offing Ji-yoon, he offs his bestie. Ji-yoon is distraught. I could cry right now thinking about it. He is such a good actor. Like, I wanted to cry. It was just such good evoking of emotion. And me, an unbecoming actor, I was paying attention. I loved like how he was like portrayed. Like, it was good. But it was just, oh man, oh man. Bestie is gone. The dormitories where everybody, where the quarters are, they are now really honing down on the security. So like none of them are leaving. The people that were at the standoff, they ran out of ammo. So now they're like, oh, we surrender, our hands up, we surrender. The employees are offing every single one of them. That also includes them offing the father of the little girl who was sick with blood cancer. So now we don't know how this girl is gonna get treated. Lord have mercy. Hopefully June can make it out. So that's the end of the season. See, that's season 2, and that's a wrap for season 2. Can you imagine how it ended? Can you imagine how it ended? I'm so stressed. Like, so I'm sitting here just like it is what it is. Like, I don't know what else to say. That's the end of season 2. It ends on a cliffhanger. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this recap. I thoroughly enjoyed this season. It took me on an emotional roller coaster. It stressed me out. It had me on the edge of my seat. It had me emotional. It had me singing along to my favorite new song. I said, last time. And that hopefully that one's a Grammy. And it just took me on so many different emotional roller coasters, but I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. This was I mean, I don't know how long this recap was, probably like 40 minutes. Hopefully less. But yeah, that's the recap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had to do the whole season. You know what I'm saying? So to continue the podcast, before I go and before I finish up the podcast, I do want to say the cast, you guys are great. The director, you captured so many great moments and so many great things that continue the story so well. Oh my goodness, how could I forget? I'm going to make this part this very fast. The fisherman who ended up going with the other team on the outside, they found this door. Not the fishermen, but like the people, some of the people that were ex-military, they found this door. They opened the door on some random island. It was a booby trap, and the door explodes. So some of them, one of them died. The other one got like really injured. So they go back on a boat. They're like, okay, we got to figure something out. The fisherman at night, the fisherman was like messing up their drone or like messing with the drone. And this dude that woke up, it was a really bad storm. This dude woke up and was like, "What are you doing with the drone?" And the fisherman was like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just like looking at it. It's just vibes. Nothing too crazy." He's like, "I don't know. You look kind of suspicious. I don't know." So dude ends up, stabbing him in the belly button and throws him off the wall, throws him over the boat into the water. So now that's a whole mess. So now it's like the fisherman clearly is undercover working for the people and kind of like getting them off the coast and like distracting them from where and how to go. How evil, huh? So now that's a whole thing. So now we got to figure out this journey of season 3. So now season 3, I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I don't know if June is gonna be able to make it out and help everybody out. I don't know if the fisherman is gonna get caught with being an accomplice, an undercover working for the Squid Game people. I don't know what. Oh man, this is such a cliffhanger. What are you doing? I have to wait till June. It's fine. At least it's coming out this year, not 2027 or 8. So it is what it is. Now that's the end of the Squid Game season 2 recap. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed my commentary in the midst of it. I hope you enjoyed just my explanation of it. And we're going to be doing more recaps and just more conversation pieces about different shows and movies. If you're new to the show, that's what the show is about. I'm an actor, and I love divulging and learning and seeing stuff about different shows and movies that I'm very interested in watching and things that I just enjoy, just to make us just intrigued more and also for me to be a better actor and for me to just constantly grow in my craft. So there's that on that. So all in all, that's my take on it. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it in the comments. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. This is the end of episode 2. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know whatever movie or show you guys are interested in wanting to talk about, and I'll be able to see if that's something that I could watch if I didn't already quick enough for the next episode, and we could discuss it then. So until then, appreciate you guys for listening. For the ones watching, I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope my lips don't look as chapped as they feel. And yes, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. See you on episode 3.